PA Woods and Forests focuses on the conservation of native species, frogs, lizards, carnivorous plants, millipedes, and various other critters. However, even though we have this mission, we couldn't do it alone. This time, we take a look at the Cambria County Conservation and Recreation Authority, and we showcase how Cliff Kitner, their Executive Director, is focusing on conserving the environment, opening it up for recreation, and helping all of us in the community.
One thing we do is build a trail. And when you're building trail, you're providing opportunities for the community to and in essence, live a healthier lifestyle, but get out and enjoy the fresh air and enjoy what nature has to offer. And if anything has taught us in the past 2 years, being outside is vitally important to our mental stability and just always makes us happier whenever we're outdoors. But we provide trails, and with providing those types of trails, we provide environmental education, just as we see today with whatever wildlife you find, whether it be millipedes to we're now finding eagles along the Jim Mare Rivers Walk Trail. So, you know, and it's a grand scheme of things. When you talk about our Path of the Flood Trail, we cleaned up some old bony piles, which are waste coal piles that have been left behind by previous generations, and we clean them up to help clean up the environment. And it allows organizations like PA Woods and Forests to be able to go out and find rare species of frogs and so on and so forth. And we want other organizations to jump on board, and whether it be local schools to go out and do that type of environmental education. One thing I know for sure is I'm a learn by doing. So if you can get a classroom outside and get people out, and this is a phenomenal classroom. Bring people outside to learn and see what we have to offer as a trail system, as a community, as an area like the Laurel Highlands, because there's a lot of unique things that happen in the Laurel Highlands, whether it's wildlife or vegetation or whatever the case may be.
So these are actually corridors for frogs and toads to travel on and also to get food. So it's not going to be uncommon on our way back if we see toads or other species sitting out here, just kind of hanging out, just chilling out in the middle of this road, because what they do is they sit here and wait for insects. So even though this does go through their habitat, it creates if you will, something for them to cheat, because now they don't have to go and find another area to go sit and wait for insects. They have them all coming on this road. So there's a lot of minerals in the limestone, and there's minerals all around. So the insects are traveling and they're using these roads, and the frogs and toads understand that, so they'll sit here and pick them off as they go in front of them. So we're having a good time. We've been pulling millipedes off of the trail. However, surprisingly, there have not been a whole lot of millipedes as we got further up towards the waterfall. Surprising, but it's also a good thing. It's a hot day, so hopefully a lot of the millipedes are hiding. We saw a lot of them under the rocks. We saw a lot of them under trees and on trees, climbing trees, and pretty much everything else. So it hasn't turned out to be plentiful, but that's a good thing. That means a lot of millipedes have been hiding or have gotten away already. We have seen a handful of dead ones all across the trail, far and wide over the 2-mile span that we've walked. So it is disappointing that we've come across so many dead ones, but it also gives us a lot of hope knowing that these millipedes are still breeding out here, they're still doing well, and they're still abundant. And just because they're abundant doesn't mean that we shouldn't be trying to protect them and trying to do conservation projects like millipede roundups. So you had the opportunity to point out a blue heron when we started filming. We actually cut, and you've seen me over here picking millipedes off the road, and you know I'm the frog guy. So what is your opinion of this trail and conserving this space for the wildlife, you know, for those millipedes, and all the work that you guys have done with either cleaning the river or creating these conservation corridors for them to travel. I mean, what's your opinion of all that?
Yeah, one of the things we want people to understand is what we have, and this is a thoroughfare to understand what we have. And when we're cleaning up the environment and when we're creating these opportunities, we're creating opportunities not only to recreate, but to understand what's out here. I mean, to come out and see a blue heron, to come out and understand why there's millipedes, why there's frogs. People are fishing in the rivers again when used to not even be able to, there was no fish in these rivers. Just to see that kind of excitement and that kind of thing. If you see a blue heron, what's a blue heron here for? Blue heron's here to fish. So you know there's fish in the river, so you know that's coming back. And like I said, we've had spottings of bald eagles on this trail now. So here you have a trail right basically in downtown Johnstown where you can see all sorts of wildlife. There has been very rare occasions when I'm out on this trail where I don't see a deer. So here you have houses and industrial buildings, and you have deer, you have eagles, you have herrings, you have millipedes, you have frogs. It opens the door to a whole new world. Is basically what it does.
Now, are some of the plans moving forward in the future to see if you can find more places like this to conserve in the area, or is it just maintaining what you have?
No, we're an ongoing organization where we do things like that. We got projects going on in the Ventdale area where we're removing bony piles. Even where there are trails built, we're still trying to do things like get bony piles removed, clean up streams, and so forth. So right now it's a process that probably doesn't have an end in the near future. So we keep working at it and keep going after things, trying to clean up the environment. We're working on active treatment plants, passive treatment plants, removing bony piles, those kind of things, just to clean up the environment and clean up what was left by previous generations.
Now, if you wanted to let somebody know how they can get in touch with you or where they can schedule events on any of the trails that you guys oversee, where could they go to get in touch with you or to learn more about what you guys are doing?
Easiest way is CambriaConservationRecreation.com, and then you would have access. We do a lot of things on Facebook and Instagram, so you can find us there, or you can find us at CambriaConservationRecreation.com. We have all of our contact information there.
Cliff Kitner, everybody. Cliff and the rest of the Cambria County Conservation and Recreation Authority have been a vital partner helping us to do these conservation and outreach events like frog walks and millipede roundups. If it wasn't for these guys opening up their property and allowing us to educate the community, then there would be no conservation of these species. We thank them, and we hope that you'll keep watching Conservation Week. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends for more content.